What do I want to see in Tekken 8? I want to see all the offline modes from Tekken 3 return as online modes. So I want to see Tekken Force online, side-scroller version. I want to see Tekken Ball online. I want to see survival mode, online leaderboard. I want to see time attack, online leaderboard. I want to see team battle online, so I can play like the people I just played right now, except I can do like 3-man teams or whatever. You know, we can do like 3-man lobbies or 3-man teams per player. You know what I mean? The way it used to be in the old games, in Tekken 3 specifically, right? That's a great example of team battle. So yeah, all of those things, online modes, whether it's a leaderboard or online play, whatever, right? And then as for like the actual game part, I think they're kind of screwed. You know, there's some things they could change around completely, like the throw system needs to be revamped because it doesn't make any sense right now to teach someone like, oh yeah, sometimes if this is forward, then you hit this button or that button, but other times you have to hit this button, you know? It makes no sense to teach anyone like that. So throw system doesn't make sense right now. I prefer to just go back to the old way, but you know, I don't think they will. I think the middle ground from what Tekken 7 is and what the old throw system was, I think you just make it always hit the correct button. You know, left arm forward is a 1, right arm forward is a 2, both is both, but make the throw break window larger. I think that's a better way to approach it. So it's easier to break throws, but you have to hit the right one. I think that just makes it simpler for everyone to break it, and it's also like easier to explain to people, and it's simpler than it was before. So I think that's probably the way to do it. Separate from that, what else is there? Throw system, Oki. I think like the new back roll system they made is pretty good, but I wish that it was more universal. Like some characters have back roll catches still, but other characters don't really, right? So I feel like back roll catches have always been kind of like that, where some characters can benefit from it more. But in this game in particular, it feels like it's not in a good place. So they need to change probably the flip over OP and other stuff like that in regards to how people get up off the ground, etc. So they'll probably look at that again. As for like rage arts, rage drives, rage in general, personally, as a competitor, I liked it more in Tekken 6 where rage activated at a lower point. So in this game, rage activates much higher. So it's hard to drop your combo intentionally to leave your opponent out of rage, because they want you to see the rage drive. They want you to see the rage art, right? So I understand why they do it. But as a competitor, it felt really cool before, so that you could like, it's like, oh, I'm about dropping a rage, I'm dropping this combo. Good luck making this comeback on me, you know? But now it's much harder to do that. So I don't know how they would address that, but that's one thing I don't like about the current system. Yeah, I don't know what the fix. There's a lot of potential changes there, right? And how they would address that, whether it's totally remove rage arts or rage drives or whatever. I saw another recommendation that someone had where they said that they feel rage drives should be earned, not by losing health. So it's like you get a rage drive if you're doing something, versus if you're just losing health and you get a rage drive. I thought that was an interesting idea that they could maybe look into. I don't think rage arts are going anywhere. I think that they're okay as is. I don't really hate them. I think that we needed something like this for Tekken, and I think that is part of the reason that Tekken has gotten as popular as it is. Slow-mo is still great. No complaints there. I've seen some people say they want to see more guard break moves. I don't like guard break moves. Like the Fakamram and Lydia guard break stuff that gives guaranteed stuff, usually for wall splat. I don't want to see that added across the board. Like, I don't know. Something about it doesn't feel right to me. So, I'm not really a fan of it. Wall bounce is fine. You know, the big change from Tekken 6 to this game, before it's bound, now they have screw attack. I think that change was good, because before you could save the bound for the wall combo, or you'd use it early, right? So you gotta do a regular combo that just does like a lot of dash jabs to get him there. So that's a little bit different, right? But then, I feel like this game, it was a pretty decent change. So how do they change the combo system again to make it fresh like a new game? Hard question. I'm glad that I'm glad that I'm not working on their team to figure that out, basically, right? Low parries should not have a screw attack with it. They did that before in Tekken 6 by giving it a bound. In 6.0, they took it out in BR. So I want them to revert that idea. Because even in Tekken 7, they've gone back and forth on it. Remove screw attack from low parries. Low parries are too strong in this game. I would like that to be toned down. I mean, like, I think you should still get a combo after it, but not a screw attack with the combo. Because what ends up happening is, like, low parry, screw attack, got to the, like, balcony break, it's sideways, they get to another wall or something. It's crazy, right? There's way too much reward for a random down forward, right? Yeah, it's silly, I think, in that regard. Outside of that, you know, in terms of, like, the general balance, one of the things they changed in Season 4 was they added a lot more delayable strings where the third hit or something is a counter hit launcher. I hate that. Like, the big knowledge check for a lot of players are all of these strings in the game, right? So when you have all these strings, the last thing you want is for them to be getting counter hit launched because they don't know some random third hit of some string that's delayable even, you know? So I think that's a mistake. I think that it was probably better before. Like, I understand that it gives more utility to all these random strings they have in the game, but at the same time, it makes it over bloated. Like, the move list was bloated, it was really large, and now you've got these extra properties that make those bloated moves even better, you know? So, it's pretty ridiculous. What else was there? Tekken 7 that I'd like to change for Tekken 8. I think everyone wants better movement, right? So a little bit more backdash, I think would be better. But there's a line there. Like, I know everyone wants it, but I think that when you go back to, like, DR, for example, it's so frustrating to play that game. It's just not fun, you know, at a high level. It's just like backdash all day. It's like, all right, it's cool, but it's like, whatever, man. It's not that fun. I think Tekken 7 is actually a better implementation of it. I think it just needs a little bit. Like, a little bit. And, you know, they try to balance the game by having different size backdash for everybody, which is fine. Like, different characters have benefits from sidestepping and benefits from backdashing differently. And they've done a pretty good job of it overall, I think. Like, I'm looking at mainly Law as an example here. I talked about it earlier. Law's backdash and sidestep are totally average. They're not great in this game. And his jab range is kind of whack, and his down forward 1 range is whack. But to make up for all that, he's got a 14 frame launcher mid that's like pretty far reaching, right? So that's the trade-off there. So they made trade-offs like that with all their characters. At least that's the idea. Now, whether they're executing that correctly across the entire cast, probably not. There's probably some that stand out that need some addressing. Elisa, to me, is one of them. But, you know, that's one of the things that they got to address. But yeah, I don't want to see the guard break. I don't want to see the item moves come out to everybody. I've seen people talk about that, like Leroy's cane for everybody. I don't want that. I don't want meter. I don't want to deal with meter. So I understand if you are bringing in a guest character that has meter, or Eliza, fine. I don't want meter to be a standard thing for every single character. That's what I don't want to deal with. Didn't wish for Law in Tekken 8? Like, you know, people get, like, when people have their chance to make a wish for something, like, they're like, I want my character to have this and that and this and that. Like, whatever, dude. They're gonna do whatever they want anyway. Like, what do I want for Law? I want Law to have back 1-2-1 back. You know, give me back 1-2-1. Make it 15 frames. 17 frames in Tag 2 is too slow. Make it 15 frames. It still has to be a counter launcher. 15 frame, mid, minus 18 on block. Minus 20? Whatever. Something really bad on block, third hit. Second hit on block, minus 13. I want Josie 343 to be natural so you can have a good 13 frame punish. That'd be pretty good. Bring the kangaroo back. I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll still get Season 5, right? Season 5 might be coming. I think, you know, based off that thing we saw earlier today about the, what do you call it? Based on the engine. Bandai Namco is making their own engine. Probably not for the next Tekken game, unless the next Tekken game is far out, right? So if they want to use the new engine for the next Tekken game, then that game's not coming out for a couple years probably, which means that either Tekken 8 or whatever's next is coming out on Unreal Engine still, or we're getting another update for Tekken 7, like Season 5 or something. I hate to label 3-hit strings with last hit launcher. 5 or third, give me back 1-2-1. Yes! You know why? Because that's an old ass string, man. What they're doing now is they're doing stuff like, say Law's down 3-3. It's a 2-hit string even, right? But then the second hit of it, imagine they made that a launcher on delay. It's low high, so you can duck it, but it's just such a bizarre thing. Like, why does it have a launcher property on it, right? Like, the move sucks. Great. It should suck. It's whack. Who cares? I feel like they've done it to a lot of weird ass strings. Like, imagine if Law's 10th string, the third hit is a counter hit launcher. You know? That doesn't make any sense. Customizations have gone downhill. They need to improve that. There's a lot of stuff, but like customization where I just don't feel like they're gonna do it based off what I say or something. I feel like I've talked about it plenty in the last couple of streams you guys have been here. You know, I think that they could do something like what they did in arcades for time release characters. And I think they could, for the next game, put out a small roster, time release the characters like every 2 weeks or something, a new character comes out, all for free, and then only charge people for stages or skin packs or things like that, you know? I think that's a different model than they're doing, and I think it's probably a better model for everybody. Because everyone buys the game to get all the characters. You don't got to worry about, oh, I don't own that character, I can't practice against it, yada yada, right? So I think that's probably better. And then they've never wanted to go down the customization for money microtransaction route, which is understandable. There is a lot of kickback about microtransactions. But I think that when you're selling full skins, like they had for the Tekken 5, the special skins, like with Asuka or I think Lars had one. No, Lars wasn't in Tekken 5. Who had it? It was Law. Law had the immigration outfit. Asuka had the sick-ass dress. I think Anna had something. Someone else, I forgot. But yeah, those kind of skins, like, you know, they're so special. So that's basically it. I think that's my major wish list for Tekken 8. So I don't know if you guys agree with me or not, but that's that. Hopefully we'll throw this up on YouTube and see what you guys think. Boom.